Is that good?
Really close.
Really close. Surprisingly
Really
close.
close. Okay. Hi. My name's Roberta Bert Bondurant. I go by Bert. I am from Bent Mountain now for going on 30 years. My husband and I raised 3 amazing, beautiful children on the mountain with the help of the outdoors, with the help of a small community school, 65 kids, grades K through 5. So you get the sense of community there, where everybody knows your name. We need to keep that small town care for place and people with us. We need to maintain that, as do people along this right of way. Many environmental justice communities. I've been working with Preserve Bent Mountain since 2014. Picking up on where Maury left off, I want to explain a couple things very particular to Mountain Valley Pipeline's responsibility in this venture. Let's start by saying they put up affiliate contracts for the project. So the foundation of this project is based on essentially sham contracts, where the parent corporation or some other affiliate corporation sets up a contract of quote unquote to present public need to get certification from FERC. Moving on, MVP now tells us they are nearly done, tells our elected officials they are nearly done in an effort to persuade the dirty deal. There are 643 wetland crossings remaining. Observers have seen that MVP can take up to 3 months to do one single water crossing. That MVP asserts that they are nearly done is lunacy. Certainly not this year, likely not next year. If investors are counting on next year for a payoff, don't count too far.
Hi, Ben.
Okay, is that good? Alrighty. Moving on to 2018 federal court testimony. MVP's Vice President for Engineering, Robert Cooper, testified at that time in an early entry quick take hearing, which was MVP's effort to take control of the right-of-way of landowners' properties in order to build right away. So that's to say that landowners were sued a handful of months before that, hauled into court, 500 of them between West Virginia and Virginia, 300 of them Virginia landowners. Mr. Cooper testified in 3 separate federal courts, Clarksburg, Charleston, and Roanoke Federal Court, that his pipes needed to be in ground within 1 year because of the pipe coating. So what that meant in the context of that hearing was that landowners were left on their back foot in terms of negotiation for a fair price for their properties. That's the reliance that the court held on Mr. Cooper's testimony in letting him in. In fact, by the summer of 2018, the producer of the pipe coating sent out a product statement that repeated what NAPCA, an industry organization, has long warned that 6 months is the appropriate.
Take a pause here.
I'm going to take a pause here.
No MVP! No MVP! No MVP! No MVP! No MVP!
Thank you for your support.
Thank you. So that 6 months actually was the appropriate Cinderella hour for this pipe coating. In fact, 3M, the manufacturer of pipe coating, said specifically, the pipe is meant to be in ground. And so Cooper's testimony, that we know he had 2017 pipe, purchased it before certification, and he spoke of what he called the early pipe, and presumably that's 2016 pipe. So even as Cooper testified, that pipe coating was beyond its expiration date and the best information we have, and observers have indicated, that pipe is kept in stockyards. So there were, many of those pipes and end pieces, according to what we know about KXL pipes, that were doing pretty poorly by that time. MVP then, and so this is a pivotal moment. KXL, around those years, 2016, 17, 18, was realizing that its pipe had been on the right-of-way for some time. It hired experts to assess the pipes and said that pipes in the southern United States ultimately were unfit for use because of their exposure to UV light for the time that they've been exposed, years beyond the manufacturer's disclaimer and warning in the NAPCA standard, 6 months. And so their determination was that these pipes needed to be all tested and brought to
No MVP, 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 no
That's
MVP,
exactly what
no
needs to be
MVP,
done.
no MVP,
Being
no
towed away is
MVP.
exactly what needs to be done by the pipe.
So to try to get on here. So at that time, 2018, and by 2020, it's published information, published again in 2021.
They really hate MVP over there.
Published again in 2021 in the Journal of Corrosion Management, the process that this pipe would need to take. A pipelines manager for KXL also indicated that the responsible thing for this pipe would be to systematically bring it back to factory where it could be industry controlled and guided and repaired in a climate controlled setting. From 2018 on, instead of doing that, something that was almost certainly well known in industry, MVP moved their pipe aggressively, consistently, and systematically to the right-of-way. It's strung pipe, that means a welded pipe. It left pipe beside creeks and streams, on hills, standing in wetlands, in months and years when it was without permits. A significant part of Mr. Cooper's testimony on cross-examination in the Clarksburg report was that MVP assumed the risk for its purchase of pipe in 2017 and for the movement of its pipe. Mr. Cooper was being asked about the movement of the pipe to the area at the time. MVP testified they assumed the risk. And so, as Maury indicated, this pipe has been left in the southern Appalachian climate for now all these years. What does that mean to landowners? Even even yesterday, we've heard from landowners and observers who have seen MVP pipe on the right-of-way being worked directly. MVP's on-ground repair of its pipe, which they've said they believe they can do satisfactorily and safely, is to use a handheld holiday detector. And a holiday would be a missed spot. You know, forgetting that the standard probably suggests that many of those pipes are one big missed spot, one big holiday. But we have people on ground with hand tools, apparently testing and recoating what appears to be in the nature of a frosted donut. Some of these, MVP has said it's inconvenient and costly, that they can't turn the strung pipe that they chose to string originally and weld together. So there's no telling the quality of this work. Add to that the environmental and potential toxicity to humans. Some of this pipe is being worked, machines running, very proximate to creeks, observers indicate. And that's from Franklin County, Virginia, over to Montgomery County, Virginia, is some of the observations we've got. I'm not saying it's not in West Virginia. I'm not fully immediately informed on what's going on in West Virginia. And so, again, remembering that MVP took this risk. This risk is imposed on environmental justice communities. The folks in proximity to that work yesterday, one family, for example, happens to be a man with long-term disability from emphysema, literally on oxygen. His partner has had a long-term mobility issue. And what that means is these people are environmental refugees in place. They can't go anywhere, as so many people in Appalachia cannot. So what we're here for is to ask our electeds, from President Joseph Biden down. We're here to ask our public servants, electeds, and agents, safety agencies and otherwise, where you have a hand in dealing with the MVP, deal that hand in the true national interest, in the interest of the people and the ground that you're here to protect and serve. Thanks.